Welcome back. Today we will learn about the devastating psychological aftermath that's about to unfold as Rachel Black comes face to face with the horrifying truth about that fateful night when E.J. DiMera was shot, and how this revelation will send shockwaves through the entire Black and DiMera families in ways nobody could have anticipated. Rachel's shattered world comes crashing down. The upcoming Monday episode promises to deliver one of the most emotionally devastating storylines we've seen in recent months as young Rachel Black finds herself trapped in a nightmare of her own making. The innocent child, portrayed with remarkable depth by Alice Halsey, will experience the full weight of trauma as the suppressed memories of that terrible evening begin to surface like fragments of a broken mirror, each piece reflecting a different aspect of the horror she witnessed and participated in. The psychiatrist sessions will reveal the complex psychological defense mechanisms that Rachel's young mind has constructed to protect itself from the unbearable truth. These scenes will showcase the delicate process of memory recovery, where each session peels back another layer of denial and confusion. The medical professional will employ specialized techniques designed for children who have experienced severe trauma, using art therapy, play therapy, and gentle questioning to help Rachel navigate through the fog of her suppressed recollections. What makes this storyline particularly compelling is how the writers have crafted Rachel's psychological journey. Initially, she appears as a confused child with gaps in her memory, experiencing nightmares and unexplained anxiety attacks. The flashback sequences will be particularly haunting, showing Rachel's face contorting with horror as she realizes what her own hands have done. The gun, which seemed so foreign and heavy in her small fingers, will become a symbol of innocence lost forever. The unraveling of buried secrets. The psychiatric evaluation process will be portrayed with remarkable authenticity, showing how traumatic memories often return in fragments rather than complete pictures. Rachel will remember the sound first, the deafening crack of the gunshot that seemed to echo endlessly in the DiMera mansion. Then comes the visual memory of E.J. collapsing, the spreading pool of blood, and finally, the crushing realization that she was holding the weapon. The emotional impact on Rachel will be devastating beyond measure. When the full truth crashes down upon her consciousness, she'll experience what child psychologists call dissociative episodes, moments where reality becomes too overwhelming to process. Her small body will tremble uncontrollably as she realizes that her uncle E.J., someone she trusted and loved, nearly died because of her actions. The guilt will manifest in physical symptoms, loss of appetite, insomnia, and withdrawal from everyone around her. These revelations will also illuminate the extraordinary lengths to which both Kristen DiMera and other family members have gone to protect Rachel from this truth. The conspiracy of silence that has surrounded the shooting will be revealed as an act of collective love, albeit misguided, as adults struggle with the impossible decision of whether to let a child live with such devastating knowledge or to shield her from it at all costs. Brady's world turns upside down. Brady Black's confrontation with Kristen DiMera will be nothing short of explosive, marking a pivotal moment in their complicated relationship history. Eric Martsolf will deliver what promises to be one of his most powerful performances as Brady grapples with the impossible situation of learning that his own daughter is responsible for nearly killing a family member. The scene will crackle with tension as Brady's paternal instincts clash with his sense of justice and moral obligation. The confrontation itself will be layered with years of unresolved emotions between Brady and Kristen. Their turbulent past, filled with manipulation, love, betrayal, and redemption, will inform every word they exchange. Brady will initially approach Kristen with suspicion, believing she's orchestrated another one of her elaborate schemes. However, as the truth emerges, his anger will transform into something far more complex, a mixture of protective fury and helpless desperation. Kristen's motivations will be revealed as purely maternal, showing a side of her character that transcends her usual machinations. Stacey Hayduke will portray Kristen's vulnerability as she explains how every decision she's made has been calculated to protect Rachel from the psychological destruction that would come with knowing the truth. Her usual confidence will crack as she reveals the sleepless nights she's spent wondering if she's making the right choices for their daughter. The ripple effects throughout Salem. Belle Black's involvement adds another crucial dimension to this unfolding drama. Martha Madison's character will serve as the voice of legal and moral reason, posing the difficult questions that everyone else is afraid to ask. Her legal background will come into play as she considers the implications of covering up a child's involvement in a shooting, regardless of the circumstances or the family's desire to protect Rachel. The protective conspiracy involving E.J. and Marlena Evans will be explored in greater depth, revealing the ethical dilemmas faced by adults who must choose between legal obligations and protecting a traumatized child. Marlena's psychological expertise will be particularly relevant as she struggles with her professional knowledge of childhood trauma versus her personal investment in Rachel's well-being. E.J. DiMera's role in this protection scheme will demonstrate a surprising depth of character development. Despite being the victim of the shooting, his willingness to shield his young niece from the consequences shows a side of the DiMera patriarch that viewers rarely see. This sacrifice will create complex emotional dynamics within the DiMera family, as other family members grapple with the implications of E.J.'s silence. The impossible choice is ahead. As Rachel finally reveals the truth to Brady, the emotional impact will reverberate through multiple generations of the Black family. Brady's shock will be compounded by the realization that he's been kept in the dark about his own daughter's involvement in such a traumatic event. The father-daughter dynamic will shift dramatically as Brady must navigate between his role as a protective parent and his responsibility as a citizen who knows about a serious crime. The question of whether Brady will maintain the conspiracy of silence or encourage Rachel to face the legal consequences will create internal conflict that promises to drive storyline development for weeks to come. His decision will ultimately reflect not just his love for Rachel, but his understanding of what kind of person he wants his daughter to become and what lessons she needs to learn from this tragic accident. This storyline promises to explore themes of guilt, redemption, family loyalty, and the complex nature of justice when children are involved, setting the stage for dramatic confrontations and emotional revelations that will reshape relationships throughout Salem for months to come. Next, let's dive deep into the latest happenings and spoilers. I'll explain everything step by step, in a straightforward way, so it's easy to follow along. We'll explore the characters' motivations, the building tensions, and what might happen next. Think of this as a cozy chat over coffee, where we unpack the drama together. Brady's quest for the truth about Sophia. Our story starts with Brady Black, a man who's no stranger to heartache and family complications. Brady has been grappling with some serious doubts lately, especially when it comes to Sophia Choi. You see, Sophia claims she unexpectedly found a loving adoptive couple for the child she shares with Tate Black, Brady's son. But Brady isn't buying it, not one bit. It all sounds too convenient, too rushed, like there's a hidden layer to this tale. In his search for answers, Brady first turns to Sarah Horton, hoping she might shed some light on the situation. Sarah, with her kind heart and medical background, has always been a voice of reason in Salem. But whatever she tells him doesn't fully satisfy Brady's suspicions. Feeling frustrated and determined, he then seeks out Steve Johnson, his father's best friend and longtime business partner. Steve, known as Patch to his close friends, is a tough, no-nonsense investigator who's seen it all. He's the kind of guy who can spot a lie from a mile away. Imagine Brady sitting down with Steve in a quiet corner of the Brady pub, the air thick with tension. "Steve," Brady might say, his voice low and urgent, "something's not right about Sophia's story. That baby, Tate's child, how could she just find adopters out of the blue? I need to know the truth." Steve, ever the loyal friend, nods thoughtfully, promising to dig deeper. This conversation could unravel a web of deceit, perhaps revealing that Sophia had ulterior motives all along. Was she pressured? Was there money involved? The drama builds as Brady refuses to let this go, fearing for his family's future. Sophia's fierce battle with Holly. Meanwhile, the younger generation in Salem is stirring up its own storm. Sophia isn't just dealing with Brady's interrogations, she's facing off against her former best friend, Holly Jonas. Holly is furious, convinced that Sophia is trying to steal her man, none other than Tate himself. Oh, the heartache of young love. Holly declares war, insisting she won't stand by and watch her ex-best friend swoop in and take what's hers. Picture this intense showdown, Sophia and Holly in a heated argument at the park, voices rising as passers-by glance curiously. You think you can just waltz back into Tate's life after everything? Holly might shout, her eyes flashing with anger. Sophia, fighting back tears but standing her ground, replies, "This isn't about stealing, Holly. Tate and I have history, a child together. You can't erase that." The two women, once inseparable, now clash like thunderclouds, their friendship shattered by jealousy and betrayal. Sophia has to fight hard, perhaps enlisting allies or revealing secrets of her own to defend her place in Tate's heart. Will this rivalry tear families apart, or will it lead to an unexpected reconciliation? The stakes are high, and emotions are running wild. Spoilers for the week ahead, plans gone awry in Salem. Looking ahead to next week's episodes, the intrigue in Salem ramps up even more. The town's conspirators, those sneaky plotters always scheming in the shadows, are hard at work, but their carefully laid plans are starting to crumble like a house of cards. It's a classic soap opera twist. Just when they think they've got everything under control, fate throws a wrench in the works. First, there's Chad DiMera, who's deeply skeptical about Kristen DiMera's shocking confession. Kristen admitted to shooting E.J. DiMera to protect her daughter, Rachel, from being blamed for the crime. But Chad, with his sharp mind and family loyalty, isn't convinced. He teams up with Leo Stark, the town's gossip-loving schemer, and together they poke holes in Kristen's story. This doesn't add up, Chad might whisper to Leo in a dimly lit DiMera mansion room. Kristen pulling the trigger? To save Rachel? There's more to this, maybe she's covering for someone else. Their doubts could lead to explosive confrontations, unearthing buried truths that shake the DiMera dynasty to its core. Brady's wonders about Sophia continue, focusing on the mysterious circumstances of her giving birth in the suburbs. Why there? Who helped her? These questions gnaw at him, adding layers to his already turbulent life. Then we have Gabby Hernandez, who's juggling more than she can handle. As a fierce businesswoman and mother, Gabby's plate is overflowing with plots to save the DiMera family from their rivals, the Titans. She's aiming to become CEO, playing a dangerous game by manipulating both Philip Kyriakis and Xander Cook. But in the world of love and war, feelings can sneak up on you. Gabby might find herself developing real emotions for one of them, complicating her schemes. I can't let my heart get in the way, she might tell herself, staring at her reflection in the mirror, but the drama suggests otherwise. Watch out, Gabby, unexpected romance could derail everything. The latest trailer teases that Marlena Evans, the beloved psychiatrist, isn't safe yet. Her nightmares and health issues persist, hinting at darker forces at play. More on that later. Crossing over to other soaps, hot questions and ugly backstories. While Days of Our Lives steals the spotlight, let's touch on some burning questions from other beloved shows like The Bold and the Beautiful and General Hospital. These crossovers and parallels add extra spice to our soap world. In The Bold and the Beautiful, there's an ugly backstory brewing that's got everyone talking. Secrets from the past resurface, threatening to destroy relationships built over years. Over on General Hospital, a confusing crossover event has fans scratching their heads. Characters from different worlds collide, leading to alliances and rivalries that blur the lines between shows. Back to Salem, Belle Black, Philip's ex-wife, is spending more time with him, even skipping her usual routines on days off. Her growing hatred for E.J. DiMera, stemming from family feuds and betrayals, might push her right back into Philip's arms. Imagine the passion reigniting, a stolen glance, a tender moment, and suddenly old flames flicker to life. But will it last, or is it just a rebound fueled by anger? After Kristen's confession about shooting EJ, Chad and Leo's disbelief grows. They investigate, perhaps uncovering evidence that points to another culprit. The tension mounts as accusations fly, and loyalties are tested. Gwen Rizek drops a cryptic warning to Leo. Enjoy your happiness while you can. What could she mean? Is she hinting that Dimitri von Luskner, Leo's complicated ex, is heading back to Salem to disrupt Leo's new relationship with Javi? Leo's world of joy could shatter in an instant, leading to heartbreak and revenge plots. The chilling return. Susan's fears for Marlena. Finally, a truly spine-tingling development. Susan Banks suddenly realizes that Marlena's health woes and terrifying nightmares haven't improved, they've worsened. Susan, with her quirky psychic vibes, senses something sinister. Could this mean the infamous Stefano Di Mera is back from the dead? But how? Stefano, the Phoenix, has risen before, defying logic and science. Perhaps through a clone, a hidden scheme, or supernatural means, anything's possible in Salem. Visualize Susan bursting into Marlena's office, her voice trembling, "Doc, it's getting worse. The nightmares, the weakness, it's him, isn't it? Stefano's spirit, or worse, his return." Marlena, pale and exhausted, might deny it at first, but the evidence piles up, eerie visions, unexplained events. This could unleash a wave of terror, pulling in John Black, Marlena's devoted husband, and the whole town into a battle against an old enemy. Wrapping up the Salem saga. Phew, what a whirlwind of emotions and intrigue. From Brady's relentless pursuit of truth to Sophia's fierce fights, Gabi's high-stakes games, and the looming shadow over Marlena, Days of Our Lives promises non-stop drama. These stories remind us of life's unpredictability. Love can turn to hate, secrets explode, and old foes never truly stay gone. These tales echo our own experiences, the joys of family, the pains of betrayal, and the hope for resolution. Tune in next week to see how it all unfolds. Who knows what twists await? Stay cozy, stay tuned, and remember, in Salem, anything can happen.